darlings, just hit like, subscribe, and do the little notification thing. You need to know what's happening at all times. It's fantastic. One time I wasn't alerted, and my husband came home. It was quite unfortunate. Normally I'm alerted, like a life alert, but not this time. It was awful. It was just awful. So make sure you're notified so you can never miss a moment. Okay, toodles. Goodbye. Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to episode 3.
Oh my God, it's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
But I feel like it's getting easier. Well, not today.
What was she says that. She says it's easier, but it was chaotic filming today. Literally, like,
made 2 stops after I got here.
You know what? I got off work about 11:30, and I probably didn't get home till almost like 12:30 because I just got in a conversation with one of my other bartenders, and then I went and got food. So I was home really late, and I got up really early, and then we found out that we were interviewing somebody today, and so I was running around batshit crazy trying to get shit together for this, but so was Callie in her way, and I was doing it in my way, and it was just chaotic, but worth it. It's going to be so worth it.
It's so worth it. And you've actually already seen it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys already seen it.
I forgot. That's how we're doing it.
You've already seen it.
You've already seen it.
And listen,
but like what you guys saw earlier, you'll understand why that we were like, oh my God, what's the procedure? What's the procedure? What is happening? We went through that, but now we're going to talk about
our actual episode.
We're going to go through everything that happened this week because a lot happened.
So many crazy things.
So many crazy things.
We're not even.
So let's start. Okay, so we're going to start with. So
you went out. You went to
actually. Okay, so hold on, but I did. But are we going to go in chronological order?
No.
Okay, cool. So we're going to start with.
I was like, this order.
What day did I go out? Oh, Friday night. I got off work early Friday night because I just got off work early. That's a whole other story. But I got off work early Friday. So me and 2 of my sound techs from Jimmy Kimmel's, one of my sound techs, his name was Phil. It was his birthday. Ooh. So we said, hey, Phil, where do you want to go get drunk at? And he said, Sand Dollar. And I said, are you sure you don't want to go to PT's? Because I was so hungry and I just wanted foods. And I know that Sand Dollar has pizza, but I didn't want pizza. So I was like, are you sure? And he's like, no, I want to go to Sand Dollar. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not been to Sand Dollar in over a year. At least. At the very minute. Like, at least a year. And I walk into Sand Dollar and I'm sitting there and I'm like looking around. I'm like, do I see anybody I know? I kind of recognize like the band, well, not necessarily the band, just like the guitarist for the band. And then I see like the back of this one dude's head and I'm like, I know that guy, but I'm not going to say anything in case I'm wrong. And then like a few drinks in, like, I'm still going, why do I know? And then next thing I know, a few other people that I knew walked in the door and I was like, oh my God, this is the Sand Dollar and everybody I've ever met ever just walked in the door. And like my two buddies from work, my 2 coworkers were just like, what's happening? And I'm like, I know what's happening. That's Brandon Terciano, and he's an amazing trumpet player. Like he's like a horn player, like all over town. Yeah. Like literally, this man performs for like he does Kenny's thing over at the what's that place called on Flamingo?
I want to know.
Anyway, like he does Kenny's Kenny's cabaret thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he also performs at Myron's every few months. So I'm like, oh my God, this dude's like iconic. And then I'm like on the stage going, why does that guitarist look so familiar? Well, that's Tony freaking Carboni. And I'm like, son of a. So then next thing I know, who walks in the door? Dave Madelon.
Oh.
And AJ Johnson. So Dave Madelon is the bass player in the Elvis All Shook Up show. And he is also the bass player in the Droids. And then he walks in with AJ Johnson, who hosts the Funk Jam. Now, I haven't hosted the Funk Jam in about 5 years. AJ's also been dealing with his own stuff, but Funk Jam has been a thing still. Mm-hmm. And so it was so cool to see AJ. Like he just was so excited to see me. I was so excited to see him. And so he told me his plans for Funk Jam, and he said, I'm working on Container Park again because that was my very first time ever hosting.
Oh, okay.
And so he said, okay, well, and this was last week. He goes, yeah, we have the Funk Jam on February 21st, and here at the Sand Dollar, and I go, who's hosting? Who's hosting?
Who's hosting, Jessica?
You know what he said to me?
Who's hosting, Jessica?
He said, you are. And I'm like, what? I am hosting I'm hosting.
We're so excited.
I'm hosting Funk Jam for the first time in 5 years, which means I get to get up on stage at the Sand Dollar and introduce all of the most talented Vegas musicians that we have to offer in town.
Guess what, Jessica? You also get to share the stage. The same stage that the Corey Feldman was on.
Oh my God, I forgot about, yes.
You get to walk his step. You should do his dance.
I will literally
Just
do this
as introducing.
Callie, I hope you go. And if you go, listen, Callie, if you go, I will literally just do this. Be like, listen, I'm Jessica Jones from Reality Check.
You gotta do it more.
I'm Jessica Jones from Reality Check. Welcome to the Funk Jam.
That is absolutely going to be a clip. Anyways. You're like, great. So you're hosting Funk Jam.
So the Funk Jam is kind of cool. So really, it's a bunch of musicians all over town that come in. There's no script. There's no music. There's no nothing.
Oh, wow.
Everyone just gets up and starts playing what they feel. Goes with the vibe.
That's kind of scary. Okay, all right.
I know, but here's the thing: is
like
we have so much talent in this town.
I should just sit up there and like play some for Elise, the long version.
Dude, you could
also
Callie knows champagne problems. So how funny would that be?
I'll sing it really out of tune too. Champagne problems, fucking head.
What a shame she's fucked in the head.
Listen, maybe I shouldn't go.
But that would be so cool if you
I
did.
actually think people would enjoy that. They'd be like, "That's funny."
I think that would. You know what? I think it would be really great. But yeah. So that's what I get to do. It's a free thing. It starts at 10 p.m. So it's a little bit late, but that's fine. That's usually how the Sand Dollar operates anyway. Anyway, so it's from 10. It starts at 10 o'clock at night. It goes to about 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's free entry. There's no cover. Drinks are actually a reasonable price.
Nice.
And their menu is different. It's interesting. But it's a really great time. They have really good pizza if you get hungry. If you get too drunk and you're like, oh man, I need food, they got pizza.
Nice.
So the Sand Dollar is one of the most iconic places in town. And this is the original Sand Dollar we're talking about. Like, so it's not the one downtown.
Oh, you did not share the stage with Corey Feldman. I thought it was downtown.
No, this is the Sand Dollar on Spring Mountain and Polaris.
Well, I will say, I feel like you should still pay tribute. It looks silly.
Maybe not. I will literally only do that if you're there.
Oh, well. We'll have to
only
come and see if I'm there. I won't tell you if I'll make it or not.
But I'm really excited. I can't wait to go shopping and
definitely get people to take photos.
Yes, absolutely.
Lots of photos.
Listen, like I actually got to. So what's cool is like Brandon's been on my he's been on my Facebook for quite some time. Uh-huh. And then one day he walked into Vic's before his Myron's gig.
Oh.
And I was like,
what you doing, boo?
Bro. And he was like, hey. And we just kind of like went back and forth like, you're on my Facebook. No, you're on my Facebook. And we just like, and so like we've never actually hung out. And so he and I like actually spent time like hanging out. And he was like, so when AJ was like, no, you're going to host, Brandon was sitting right there and he was like, oh, I can't wait to go to this. Yay! And I'm like, I know. He's like, I always go to the Funk Jam, and
That's
I am
funny.
So excited to watch you do this. I'm like shaking. I'm so excited because I've not done it in 5 years. So this is a huge return for me.
It'll be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know you love hosting, so it'll be top.
Oh, I love hosting.
And you're going to have quite the exciting lead up because on the 15th, 16th, and 17th, something exciting is happening.
Well, the Funk Jam is February 21st. Okay. So this weekend is the 1 year anniversary party of the Vic's Las Vegas opening.
Yay!
Now, it originally opened February 10th, but what was this weekend? Super Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl. I said Valentine's Day. I I don't watch football. Jessica's wearing the jersey. I hope you know I pay attention.
This is Daddy's jersey.
And it even says Super Bowl on it.
It even has the Super Bowl logo. The
and
Vegas
I don't know what
Super
the fuck
Bowl.
I'm talking about.
Okay, so the 15th, 16th, and 17th is the 1-year anniversary party. So the actual 1-year anniversary was February 10th, but because of Super Bowl, our actual party is 15th, 16th, and 17th. And if you go to the Vic's Las Vegas Instagram, this is what it will say. Celebrating 1 year of jazz at Vic's Las Vegas. Join us as we celebrate our first anniversary this February at Vic's. To commemorate this milestone, we invite you to 3 unforgettable nights of jazz led by the talented Graham Dector, which he sold the book out of that place. Throughout the week, Dector will be joined by a great lineup of artists, including Louis Nash, Alex Frank, Jordan Siegel, Kevin Canner, and Joe Bag, and Adam Schroeder. If you're into jazz, you know who they are.
I don't, but
but it's a huge deal. As an additional treat, we are honored to feature. I'm so excited about this one though. Like, you guys don't even understand. I'm so fucking stoked for this. Oh my god. So we are honored to feature a special guest performance by none other than Jonathan Carant. Oh my god, I've been trying to get Jonathan Carant on the show for so long. Jonathan Carant, oh my god.
Make him a good drink.
Oh my god, he is so amazing. Like, so he used to perform. I met him when he performed at Indigo Lounge. At Bally's, like years and years ago. So good. Like, this amazing. Dude is like the voice of an angel. I'm so freaking stoked. So Thursday, February 15th, we have as we look back on the incredible artists who joined us on stage at Vic's during its inaugural year, raise a glass to help us thank each musician who contributed to the club's success. Thursday, February 15th, Graham Dector and Louis Nash with Alex Frank, Jordan Siegel, and special guest performance by Jonathan Carant. Ooh. Oh my god, I won't even get to see him. That's Thursday night. February 16th, we have Graham Dector and Louis Nash with Alex Frank and Jordan Siegel. And Saturday is February 17th, Graham Dector, Kevin Canner, Joe Bag, and Adam Schroeder, and that's the day that I will be there. So I'm gonna miss Jonathan Carant. It's okay. He knows I love him, and I'll just write him a note or something.
So now, so all this is happening. Do we have times for when this starts? Does it say?
Usually, so the times start at. They usually do like an 8:30, like an 8 to 9:30.
Okay.
And then like a 9:45 to like 11 o'clock show or something like that. Like, it's like one of those things. Or like a 7:30, or there's like a 7:30 to 9 and like a 9:30 to 11. So they can have like 2 seatings.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's gonna be I'm so excited. It's gonna be such a great time. Vic's has really embraced my like mixology journey. They've been very supportive. Chris Loudon makes fun of me all the time about my Taylor Swift obsession, but he loves it.
Yeah. Listen, the fact that he picks on you like almost like a dad would or like an older brother would.
All the time.
It's like, I know this will get under your skin, and I just want to kind of poke at you. You know?
Oh yeah.
So
but he loves it because we're gonna have we've been joking around about we did this video and I ran over to everybody on day shift and asked them what their favorite Taylor Swift song was. And by the time I got to Chris, he was actually on the phone. I interrupted him and I was like, yo, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? And he was, Taylor who? And it was the most iconic part of the whole video. So we're going to make t-shirts about it. And then, Sue Loudon is like the sweetest woman alive. And she just has like, what do we do? How do we get Taylor here, Jessica? How do we get Taylor here? Can we get her here? I'm like, Probably not. But that's really cool. And then for Christmas, I got her a shirt because she's an Eagles fan. So I got her a shirt that says "Go Taylor's boyfriend's brother." But they've all been like, the whole Loudon family has been so supportive of everything I do. My new manager, Scott, his first week was Beetlejuice, and we went through a lot that weekend. And, we are all a family. Like, we really are. Like, it is a family. I know that they also own a few other businesses, but Vic's is my home. I know that I'm only there 2 days a week, but Vic's is home.
Yeah.
I've already told Chris, I was like, I will die on this mountain. Like, I don't care. You're not getting, you have to fire me. and Sue was like, never. And I was like, that's right. So Vic's has always been home. I kind of went through a regime change at Jimmy Kimmel's and things were a little bit, I guess, high strung and very like stressful and high pressure. And it got to be too much. And then I was near the point of like wanting to leave. And then I would come into work at Vic's and I knew that everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I want to just say thank you to Chris Loudon, Paul Loudon Jr., Sue Loudon, Paul Loudon, all like the entire Loudon family has just been so kind and so amazing and generous, and spoiling me rotten. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for sponsoring our first episode. And thank you for actually really kind of basically sponsoring, like halfway, like partially sponsoring. Yeah. Because I didn't pay for any of this stuff. I got all this stuff at Vic's.
Well, I will say, Leanne Terry if she was a
partial
business
sponsor.
owner, if
Partial
she was
sponsor.
a business owner, she would own about 75%.
Right. So I'm saying about
Just right
25.
now.
That's what I'm saying, partially.
Yeah.
So
But that's honestly, like, we've had so much support by them. And it's so funny too, because like the Loudon family has also impacted my life, right? Because I went to LVA, went to Las Vegas Academy, and they built a $15 million theater.
Yeah.
And that was something that was, I mean, that's incredible to do for a school. And obviously they love LVA so much. They bring them in, anybody that has
LVAs are a house band.
Yeah, anyone that loves LVA as much as I do, because it truly changed my life for the better. Like, I just, I'm already like, oh, you're amazing. I love you. But I will say, Jessica, are there any new fancy cocktails you'll have for the anniversary?
Nobody asked me.
Oh. Well, then what has been your favorite cocktail you have made for this year?
That is tough. Okay, so
for only Vic's, though. This does not include
No, I know. I think my favorite one is one that I can only sell at Vic's, right?
Okay.
I can't do both. Okay. Because I've been able to like finagle them.
Okay, yeah, well.
So the only cocktail that I've only been able to make at Vic's has been the Midnights in Paris.
Oh, and that is a special one.
For the Les Mis menu.
Special that was.
Yeah.
So, well, that's fun. I'm excited. 15th, 16th, 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Look
Thursday,
for
Friday, Saturday.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It sounds like it's going to be great.
Check out Vic's Las Vegas on Instagram. Go to vicslasvegas.com. Make sure if you want in on everything that's happening, make sure you make a reservation. Just make a reservation. Please don't call me the day of and see if you can get in. I'm going to tell you the bar, lounge, and patio are first come, first serve. That's what I'm going to tell you. So get your reservations in, please, if you haven't already.
And also, like, cocktails are great. The venue is great. I mean, it's a great place. So we love it.
Our food is so good.
I haven't had the food yet. That's why I can't talk about it.
God.
But
that grilled cheese and cream and tomato soup that I'm always posting about, that you guys always see me posting about, it is worth it. Do it. All right.
Okay. So
this week was insane with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was in Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. So I just have to say, we have to. Okay, well, I'll get there when we get there. So, you know what we should do? I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit.
Okay.
Every time we talk about Taylor, we have to take a sip, just like Taylor did.
Shit. Okay, we got to play the Taylor Swift drinking game that she created. Well, other people created it, and I think. And here's the thing: is Taylor Swift is painfully aware of everything we all do.
Yeah, just combine it. It's fine.
She already knows. She literally already knows. She's said this many times, so she knows that everybody talks about her. That's why she says Daz, Braz, and Chaz and her time. She knows. Yeah. So she knows that there was like a full-on drinking game every time Taylor Swift was shown on camera. So Taylor Swift took it upon herself to join in on the fun.
Yes. And listen, we're going to do that the rest of the episode.
We're going to do that the rest of the episode.
We just figured this out, too. Okay, so lead up. So Vegas was fun. So this is mostly a question for you because, we were on the Strip on, what was that, Tuesday?
Yes.
So we were at Mandalay Bay Tuesday. They had a bunch of football stuff set up.
Kind of like the media was starting to show up.
Yes, media was starting to show up. I was in the elevator with a lot of media. I was too dumb to realize it. And we made a Vegas baby joke. And I was like, they're like, oh, he's young. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And he's been to more clubs than you. And I wasn't lying. He has. It's quite incredible. But anyway, so we had a good time. Danger enjoyed the elevator ride. I hope you guys watch those TikToks. It just makes me laugh. I'm a mom. Anyways.
I'm not a mom, and those videos make me laugh every time. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was pretty cute.
Skeleton!
I know. I think he thought the coral was skeleton. One thing about Vegas Baby is that he loves a good spooky. And if it's spooky, he's into it, and he loves skeletons.
Well, that's why he and I are going to be besties when he's older.
Mean, listen, he's going to love the ghosts. So what was it like around town?
So
what was the energy?
The energy was so much different than like F1. Like Super
not
Bowl,
even
we were
comparable.
like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because there were so many amazing things to do that didn't
Yeah.
cost much, or were free, or like...
Well, they had like the little like photos. They had a couple photo ops.
Yeah.
We took a photo with one. It should be on our Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had like these little displays, like photo, like Instagrammable spots all over town that you could do. We took advantage.
Yeah.
And then they had like the Paramount Mountain, the snow-capped mountain.
It was
over
like a
at the
little ride.
Mirage.
It was like a ride where like they put you in a pod and the pod moves, but there's like
And it takes
TV.
you up the mountain. Yeah.
But there's like TVs around it, so you're really not going anywhere. You just feel like you're moving, and you're just like,
yeah.
But
It was a little thrill
it's
ride.
fun for kids. It's free. It's
but it
perfect.
was free. Like
Vegas never does anything for free.
No,
So
not
take
anymore.
it.
And F1 doing things for free, forget it.
Yeah,
so,
seriously.
So for us, like the Super Bowl was just, it was amazing, and I hope we get it again soon.
We will.
I met so many cool people.
Oh, really?
I did. I'm not
That's fun.
sure I'm allowed to say where. I didn't sign a confidentiality agreement though, but
Let's just not say.
But I'm not gonna say where.
Oh wait, the two NSYNC boys were together in a room.
No, they weren't together. They were 2 different days.
Oh,
I saw one day, and I saw another the other day, the second day.
What? Okay, well, before we jump to that, so we won't say where. Jessica was working, so I mean, figure that out. It's gonna be real hard for you guys. There's so many options she works at every single, whatever day.
You guys know what days off is.
And God forbid if she works on the strip too. I wonder where she met them. Okay. Anyways,
so we had a major buyout this weekend. And day one was like, it was just crazy. Like there all kinds of stuff was going on. And I know that at one point they were like, hey, I need you to batch these 2 cocktails. So I'm like, all right. So like I'm in the middle of like, I'm like, okay, I have a lull. I have the time. I've got about 5 minutes. I can like just start batching this one cocktail. So I'm just like throwing in like all the ingredients in a store and pour. And I'm just finishing up twisting the cap and like ready to like put it away. And all of a sudden I look up and there's Lance Bass. There's Lance Bass.
Hey, I've met you before.
I literally have a t-shirt with a picture of him going to space that is signed by him. I've never worn it because it has his autograph on it. Okay. But like he showed up with obviously he shows up with his husband, right? So he shows up with his husband, and I like it was so funny because I was like, oh shit, I'm so sorry, Lance. And like everybody like I work with a bunch of Gen Zs who don't know, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness. So anyway, and he looks so fashionable. But so anyway, I go, Michael, the last time I saw you, I was completely trashed on Fremont Street, singing and dancing to Bye 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 right next to you in the VIP area. And he said, that sounds about right. And and then I go, Lance.
It was right.
He was right. That's what happened. That's the truth. And then I go, Lance, and I'm like, as I'm pouring his drinks, I'm like, Lance, I was just wondering, like, are you ever coming back to Pop 2K? And he goes, no, I handed that torch off to Chris Kirkpatrick. And I'm like, yes, Lance, I know. I go every year.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not gonna say how, like, why I go. It's not for Chris. But I think that's cool.
It wasn't for Lance either.
It wasn't for Lance either. Actually, that time it was.
It was.
Well, no, it was. No, it was for O-Town.
But like Lance made sure we went.
But Lance made sure that, I was like, I'm not going to miss Lance Bass. Like, are you kidding?
I think Aaron Carter was also.
Oh, Aaron Carter was definitely part of it.
So like.
And Ryan Cabrera, oh god damn, there were so many amazing people that year. But anyway, so then I made his drinks, and then that was that. And then the very next day, I get cut early because it's not as busy as it was Thursday. So I'm getting ready to leave, and I look over. Well, first of all, before I clocked out, I saw Fez, aka Wilmer Valderrama, and I poured him a High West double rye on the rocks, and we had a whole conversation about bourbons because I was not going to talk to him about Demi Lovato. So
Finally 29.
So yes, I wasn't going to talk to him about her. I talked to him.
That must be hard to have to talk to a sexual predator like that.
So I talked to him about. I talked to him about bourbon. That's all I could do. I'm like,
yeah,
I was like, what's really good in old fashions? I really like the Horse Soldier bourbon. But anyway, so then, my bosses come over and they're like, Jess, you can go. There's not as many people here as we thought. We have like 18 bartenders. Like, you're fine. You can go. I'm like, okay, cool. So I put my jacket on as I'm walking out, and I literally had like the same bar guest. I kept coming up to the bar the whole time. And then all of a sudden I look over and there's Joey Fatone. There is Joey fucking Fatone.
We love him.
And I'm like, I want to serve him a drink. Like, all I wanted to do was serve him a drink. But one of my other bartenders got there first because the other guests that I had been talking to that had like enjoyed my company all night were like still hanging out at the bar. And so he's fixing Joey his drink, which looked like a Bacardi Coke. And he's fixing Joey his drink. And I straight up look at my guests in front of me as I'm leaving. Because they're like, oh my God, are you leaving? I'm like, yeah. They're like, man. And I go, well, I'll leave you with this. As like Joey's still at the bar. I was like, I'll leave you with this. Why did the blind man fall into the well? Why? Because he couldn't see that well. Thank you, Alexis, for that joke, right? This was, it was so stupid. Mistakes were made. So like so they're laughing hysterically, and this is Joey. That's like he picks up his drink, and this is what he does.
He's like, oh boy.
He side-eyed the shit out of me. I was like,
I'm a dad. What's her excuse?
I'm like, this man was on my wall.
I invented that joke.
But here's the thing: is if like I were still in Atlanta, or I was still like, if I were still in Atlanta and I didn't really meet that many celebrities, I would really just like lose my shit. But because I live in Vegas and I'm jaded, the only thing I could do is tell a stupid ass joke. Made sure he heard me, but he's gonna remember that. Well, listen, you watch.
He will one day. Last time I was in Vegas, this dumb bitch decided to have some fucking joke about a well and being blind.
He's gonna literally like, no, dude, no. Joey will one day. I can imagine like Joey and Lance are on stage in Disneyland doing their thing, and all of a sudden Joey stops at like in between sets. He looks at Lance and he goes, why'd the blind man fall into the well? And then he's going to tell a story about the crazy bitch he saw behind the bar.
What probably happened? He's like, I fucking said that joke last week and no one fucking laughed.
And then I had all these people laughing at me. No one fucking
laughed. And now she's laughing. What? Because she's got big boobs? Could you imagine?
It was like side-eye. Like,
that's funny.
It was so. Oh God! He side-eyed the shit out of me.
But you know what? So apparently in town, kind of not giving a fuck about celebrities, Patrick Mahomes' brother tried to get into some VIP area.
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, is literally a sexual predator and belongs in jail. You heard about this, right?
No.
Okay, so Jackson Mahomes went into a club last year, like during the season, went into a club and sexually assaulted the club manager.
Ew.
Like, literally was like, I'm Patrick Mahomes' brother. Like, so Jackson Mahomes did this thing where he went into different places and demanded, like, he would walk in without a reservation with like 15, 20 people, demand to get sat, demand to be let in. And they were like, no, dude, we can't accommodate you. We don't have any room, and we're not gonna cancel people. So no, sorry, dude. And it like all of that shit, like all the restaurants that he went into to pull that entitled shit, I'm Patrick Mahomes' brother, everybody went on Instagram or like posted about it somewhere on like, and it went viral, right? It happened a lot. So at one point he went into like a nightclub and the manager was like, listen, dude. and basically told him the same thing, like, you can't come in or
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, so he like, and this is on video. Like, there's like the surveillance camera
Ew.
literally took this like manager like by the neck.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this. Yeah,
This
fuck
is-
that dude. I didn't know that was
Okay.
him.
Yes, that's Jackson Mahomes.
Oh no, I would fuck his life up.
So when I tell you
oh my god, I would fuck
that
his
the
life
one
up.
time, so here's the thing is like, so Taylor Swift.
Oh shit, I forgot our game.
So Taylor Swift
Damn it.
went into, there was during one of the games, she was
Mhm.
invited into the Mahomes suite.
Okay.
So instead of like the Kelsey suite. So of course Jackson's there.
Yeah.
And we all see this.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you remember a few years ago, back in like 2016,
Uh-huh.
Taylor Swift was sexually assaulted, sort of. Like,
Oh, by
the radio DJ, and there's a photo of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she reported him. He got fired,
Yeah.
and he sued her for damages for like lost wages or whatever.
Yeah.
She countersued for $1.01.
That's what. Yeah. I remember
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So having Jackson Mahomes
In the same room.
in the same
Taylor's used to that now. She's used to being in a
room.
room with pedophiles.
So
I mean,
so
listen,
at that
her-
point,
you know.
everyone's like, "Where's Tree? Where's Tree? Where's Tree?" Her publicist, "Where's Tree?" And they were never in the same room again. So then, this time around, Jackson Mahomes, like, and I guess like, God, so Patrick and like, this is the Super Bowl. There's no getting around it.
Mhm.
There's like none. Now, what I thought was so funny, like this was hilarious, is the fact that Brittany and Jackson try to get into like a club. Brittany had a table, whatever.
Yeah.
There was something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the security guard, who looks a lot like Chuck Gullins, who's like the one of the sound guys for Gillies. Like, I swear to God, that's what I
that's
thought
funny.
it was. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, why does that look like Chuck? Anyway, so he, like, Brittany walks up and he lets Brittany in. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Jackson's not being let in. Like,
Yeah.
one single bit. Like, no one is
Do we
letting
know
Jackson.
why?
I don't know, but you can see Jackson.
Brittany tries to get him in, and he's like, "The scary."
This is
no.
okay. So this
and
is
she's
the,
like, "Oh wow."
this is the theory. This is the theory that I saw floating around TikTok, was that Brittany told the security guard, no matter what you do, don't let him in. Like, no matter what I say, don't let him in. And she knew the cameras were going to be on her, so she probably told, like, ahead of time, told security not to
Yeah.
let him in, and to make it look like she tried.
So I actually don't think that. I think she got in. I think she got in because she
She
actually
had her
had
at a
like
table.
a pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she actually had it. He wasn't on the list.
No.
So she gets in, and she doesn't want to deal with him, right?
No.
Because if she really wanted to, she could have gotten him in.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, I gotta play the fucking game. The cameras are here. Here, let him in. Oh, sorry, bro. Can't let you
So
in."
Jackson Mahomes, you can clearly see. You can clearly
He's, like, begging
see.
this guy.
You can clearly see Jackson go to security and be like, "I'm Patrick Mahomes' brother,"
How embarrassing.
and security
How
is like,
embarrassing.
security dead ass goes like, pulls his thing down because it was like cold outside. Pulls his mask down and he goes, "I don't care." And then like just like
But
not lets him in.
how many times have we said that? We don't care if the president's here. We don't care if these celebrities are here. And that's why Formula One is so weird, because it's like, we don't care.
We have so many celebrities that come in and out of
It's
this
like,
town all the time. We
welcome.
don't really give a shit.
You've already been here too. Shut the fuck up.
Like, we don't care.
I gotta say though, when I did not get the memo that the teams were landing at the time they did. So
Callie was stuck in traffic.
for an hour with a baby. Oh, and my phone was 3%, and I don't have a charger. Like, do you know how I almost knocked on the lady next door and be like, "Hi, this human is really upset because he wants to listen to spooky, scary skeletons, and my phone's on 3%. It's kind of dumb to not be able to get home with a cell phone." So, like, it was a mess. I was so upset because also Biden was in town, and I was like, "Biden, why are you all the way in my fucking
Biden was
mansion?"
like literally in Chinatown living out that stereotype. I bet you he was literally the Chinatown Mall making backroom deals
Listen,
with the Chinese mob.
why would he have to come here for that? He
I
can
don't
just
know.
go straight there and do
I
it
don't really
there.
know because
Listen, they come to
whatever.
the White House. No, I don't know. But yeah, so that was annoying. But also something that was really funny that I've seen around TikTok was like, I guess a bunch of casinos and places hired these like influencer DJs from TikTok, and turns out they can't DJ. And like no one was dancing. The DJ, like, it was awful music. Like they were playing slow songs when everything was supposed to be like pumped up high. It was really weird. I was just like, what is going on? Why would Vegas do that? But also, the influencer DJ route has been quite the hook. It's been really weird.
Well, I know that the Chainsmokers were at the Wynn.
The Chainsmokers are a legit DJ group.
Well, they were there for the second.
Fuck.
They were there for the second after party. Who was the one at Zook?
That was Marshmello.
Marshmello was at Zook.
Which Marshmello is the only guy that has 2 residencies here in Vegas. Well, Vegas, Wynn, this is totally side note, Wynn just hired Cody Ko to have a residency here. Cody Ko is like a YouTuber that met up with Dylan Francis, who is really good friends with Diplo and also has a residency at Wynn, and became a DJ. And like now he's a good DJ and comes out with songs, and now he has a residency. It's kind of wild. But
Vegas makes dreams come true.
Listen, I've been watching Cody Ko for a long time, so I'm like, wow, kid, you did
Good
it.
for you.
So yeah, anyway, so the influencers were awful. People really complained about it, and it's just kind of funny because it's like, first of all, you have a golden opportunity to press play, and you still fucked it up.
That's what I don't. Oh, God,
you know what? Golden opportunity just to press play.
But I watch
really
this,
good set.
So I make fun of like because I do like I make fun of like all the EDC DJs. I'm like, oh, they're just gonna press play. They're getting like paid all this money just to hit play. But then I watch like the Chainsmokers, a few of their TikToks during the second after party of the Chiefs Super Bowl win, and they actually have like turntables and they actually do things like.
You know what's funny? So I've been getting into this world. I've become a fan of Dylan Francis, who is also a DJ. Real DJs don't use turntables anymore. Everything's electronic.
Okay, but I kind of like that they use the turntables.
No. That means that was just a play. That means they weren't really using them.
That makes me sad.
So also the Chainsmokers are assholes. So I'm not a huge fan of them. But yeah, most of these like EDC shows are actually just press played.
Ugh,
I found out too. But you have the visuals, and then I don't know, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of like music math that goes along with this that I'm learning that I didn't know of. Like it's where things line up, obviously pitch, obviously it has to do with like tempo, but it is interesting. But once you kind of like figure that out, I'm not saying it's easy. Once you figure that out, things become a lot easier. So like a lot of the DJs now are self-taught. Which is a lot of guitar players too.
Yeah.
So Slash is self-taught.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I've watched a whole lot of videos. I can't believe I was even up early today because I was up.
I was kind of
the last few days. I've been up all night watching TikToks of Travis and Taylor singing her songs.
I need 2 drinks of that.
But I feel like Travis, it looked like Travis requested You Belong With Me because he like went up to the DJ booth.
He might have.
And they played it and he was like, you belong with me.
We'll get to that because now we're going to get to Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because we have a whole after party.
Oh my God.
Because there was so much. It was so funny. But so
the Super Bowl was so electric from beginning to end.
Yes.
Reba McEntire, and everyone was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's gonna sing that." No, she's not. Reba, like, when did
also,
Reba get
performing? I was like, "No, she's not. She's showing up to a show.
She's no. So Reba saying, from what I remember, because I was really drunk. Reba was amazing.
Yeah,
brought the Chiefs players to tears. I did see that. I was almost like, "Is that real? Is he just doing that because he knows he's gonna be on TV?" But she did so good, like. He was like, I can't remember which Kansas City player it was, but he was crying, and I was like, "That's for TV," but that's cute.
Maybe,
that's cute.
Maybe.
So she did absolutely amazing. But I'm gonna tell you, next year I watched the game with my uncles, but next year I think we're just gonna watch it with you.
Especially
And we're going to turn on
yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Listen, Nickelodeon did it, and they explained everything so well, and it was funny, and they had the Bubble Bowl, and which, if you are a true millennial like I, and like
Dora the Explorer.
I mean,
where are we going? Back 5 yards.
I need that. Also, like, I think it's great because, like, because they also made it look like they were being slimed. Like, they were sliming everybody. So kids thought, like, people were getting slimed. I don't know why kids
Did
love
you
that,
see Patrick make fun of Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
Oh, dude. So he made fun of Leonardo DiCaprio because he said, like, Leonardo DiCaprio, but no cap or whatever. Like,
oh, I did hear that.
And then he said, like, he said something about, like, Leonardo DiCaprio is 25 years. At least that's how old his girlfriends are.
Oh, shit.
Or something like that. And I was like, yo, Patrick from SpongeBob just said that. Like,
these two, if you cannot convince me that the voices of SpongeBob and Patrick aren't high all the time, first of all. Second
they're
of all,
like two old guys too. It's weird.
yeah, well, I mean, they have been for a while. But like they're not just sitting there. This is probably how it came about. They were probably sitting at home, their buddies, they're fucking watching football, and they're dumb fucking, they're stoned, they're drunk, they're just like, ah! And like, they're just doing their thing. And they're like, this would probably make us money because we're fucking genius and we know how to make money. And so they're like, let's do it. And Nickelodeon was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's partner up because they're already partnered up for like the.
I feel like they've been doing it all season.
Oh, have they?
Oh, yeah. No, they did it for the AFC Championship, too.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But, like, you know, Nickelodeon and Disney are both like, get outside and play an hour a day.
Yeah, I feel like, so Nickelodeon has been playing, I feel like that Nickelodeon has actually been showing the games all season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But, like, Super Bowl was, like, they were lit. Like,
I mean, like I said, it was just so creative, and I thought it was pretty funny. And it was something that, like, I think they also understand, like, kids don't want to watch the Super Bowl, and it's a really long game.
Did you see that they turned all the regular audience members into, like, Snoop Doggy Fish?
Oh, yeah. They all had fish names, and it was, like, so good.
It was literally
so
bikini. It was perfect. They did such a good job. Dora the Explorer had no chill.
She did not.
Back 5 yards. And then she was also, like,
where's the map?
Does anybody need a map to find the end zone? I was like, sure.
See, that commentary is for the parents because they're having to watch Nickelodeon, and that's why it's so funny.
It was so good.
It's also why, like, Shrek is so good, and, like, all these
they
other
showed
things.
Travis Kelce, and it literally said on there, it didn't even say his name. It just said
Taylor's boyfriend.
I was dying.
Taylor.
Oh, God. I'm going to be too drunk by the time this episode's over.
Shit, right? I'm going to need more alcohol. But yeah, so I mean, Taylor had the drinking game every time she was shown.
There's literally a drinking game. It was like every time
for the
Taylor's
whole night. I think
the whole night. Taylor. It was like every time Taylor is shown on screen, take a drink.
Yeah.
Right. So Taylor was.
But I think it also did with music too, because later that night she absolutely did it with music.
I'm pretty sure she did.
She was so drunk.
She was
great.
She was hammered. I love drunk Taylor. Drunk Taylor shows up to award shows, and
She's just having a good time.
She is just living her best life and deserves every minute of it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
She works hard.
Do your thing. She works very. Listen, if I got on a treadmill and was able to sing on key every single song of the Eras tour for 3.5 hours while running on a treadmill,
yeah,
let me get all the drunk I want to get. Like, come on.
She did her job.
She's done her job, and she's still doing it, and she's fine. Whatever, it's cool. No, but so Taylor saw herself on TV and downed a beer, and then was like, and the reason I know that she was playing her own drinking game was because of the way that she slammed that cup down.
Well, she said, this is what happened. She went, oh, there I am.
Oh, I saw that too. She literally was like, oh.
And so I was
like,
oh, goddamn, these girls are doing a drinking game. Good for them.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because it also, to me, it shows, like, Taylor's like, oh
she's just like us.
Can I just, like, fucking go out and just not deal with me?
Yeah.
Which
I'm not deal with me.
Like, I'm kind of, as, like, a non-Taylor fan, like, when I say, like music fan.
She's a third-party Swiftie is what I like to call her.
I enjoy the fact that she's also tired of seeing her face. Like, thank God. Thank God. That makes you human. Like, when I edit this shit, do you know how over, like, myself I am. I'm like, can you just shut the
Callie
fuck up,
spends
Callie?
hours and hours a week like putting these together so that we look awesome.
And like,
so she's at the end of it, she's like, God damn
I've listened to each episode like 4 times. You know how much I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Now we know how Tina felt when she was doing our
I
shows.
feel like Tina's figured it out, so she didn't have to. Listen, Tina probably just had her headphones in and was just like, oh, I'm going to do something else.
So the Chiefs ended up winning.
Yay!
In overtime.
Which we didn't know the rules of, even though they've been the rules for 3 years, and they were very well explained to us at the game.
They were literally
and they were like, hey, we have new rules. Let me explain
literally, they
them
go
to
into
you.
overtime. They go into overtime, and like, they were like, it's a new game, guys. Each team gets possession. All right, we're going to play. Now, they didn't explain the whole, like, touchdown thing. But again, that's been a rule for, like...
But they did, though.
Oh, they did?
Yes, because I heard him say, like, hey, whoever does the touchdown, blah, 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 blah. Like,
But each team gets possession.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But, like, I tuned it out because I already knew the rules. Because they've been the rules for 3 years. Like, I knew the rules, so I didn't really listen. But, like, but I did hear the refs go, does anybody have any questions? And not a single person said anything. Like, not a single person. Now, mind you, the Chiefs, like, okay, so the Chiefs won in overtime against the Bills.
Uh-huh.
And they had to, like, because I remember it was 3 years ago, the Chiefs beat the Bills, but there was also, like, a lot of controversy surrounding, like, the Chiefs, like, cheating or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Because back then the rule was whoever scores a touchdown first.
I remember this.
Whoever scores a touchdown first. So, like, whoever got the ball first, if they scored a touchdown, they just won the game.
Yeah.
That was it. So, they realized, okay, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So, especially in a Super Bowl scenario, each team gets possession.
Yeah. So,
what did the 49ers do? They choose to get possession first. Okay, fine. That's great. However, they also had an extra down that they didn't use. They like literally had an extra down, but instead they chose to kick a field goal for 3 points. So the Chiefs were like, "Fuck! All I gotta do is kick. All I have to do is score a touchdown. I don't even have to kick a field goal. I get to score a touchdown."
Imagine getting to that level of your career as a coach, and then being like, "I didn't know the rules.
We didn't know the
What the fuck? As an owner, what the fuck do you mean you didn't know the fucking rules?"
If the entire Callie here, who doesn't watch football at all, knew the fucking rules.
You know why? Because I put on my listening ears. I put on my listening ears and said, let me hear.
It's so embarrassing. As even like Stephen Smith stated, it is a smear campaign it is a smear on the entire organization because it is your job to know the rules. The fact of the matter is that the Chiefs knew this rule they've known it for 3 years because they were part of that rule change. So they've known it for 3 years. They practiced it in training camp before the season started. Okay. So then the last few weeks before the Super Bowl, after they won the AFC Championship and knew that they were going to be in the Super Bowl, they had multiple meetings. They had multiple practices, worst case scenarios. If this happened, like they literally practiced it out to a point where it was just second nature. So then
what you're supposed to do.
When Patrick threw that touchdown pass, I can't remember who it was that he passed to. It wasn't Travis Kelce, it was somebody else. But and it was somebody who just joined the team. It was a newer player. That guy didn't even realize that it was the game-winning catch. He said, he did not even know. Patrick threw him the touchdown, and
he just did his job.
He just was he stood there for a second, and you see him, he just stood there for half a second, and then Patrick starts running over to him,
and then all
and they start they do their celebration. Yeah, I just scored a touchdown, and Patrick's like, "No, dude, we're world champions. We just won the whole Super Bowl."
Listen,
because Patrick was mic'd up, and so this dude was like, "I blacked out. I didn't even know. What's happening. So I just know that I caught the touchdown."
I will say, when it happened, I was like, did he just win the game?
Well,
I was like, wait, did he just win the fucking game? There's no way it was that easy.
Surrounded by 49ers fans. I was screaming luckily I wasn't at the 49ers bar, but I was surrounded, I was at my uncle's apartment surrounded by 49ers fans, and I was literally like,
And they're like
bouncing off the walls, screaming at the top of my lungs. And I was like, Daddy's team won, guys. Like, I was crying. I was emotional. Like, it was just such a cool moment. And then watching, dude, listen, security was not playing around, dude. Like, literally, so Taylor and Donna were walking on the field, right? And this one photographer tried to get in Taylor's face, and this one security guard was straight the fuck up, like, no. And I was like, yo. But like, it was such a cool moment. And then like, you see like all the players from the 49ers just completely.
We need to take a drink. We talked about Taylor.
Oh, dude, I fucking. So
that was a silly drink.
Shit.
Yeah. You're home, bitch. I expect nothing less.
Dude, I haven't eaten. I have to go get food. Anyway, so but it was such a cool moment, and watching everything happen, and I'm very, very proud of the Chiefs. I'm very proud of they really, but oh my god, the dumbfounded look on the 49ers. Like, they were like, funny. What? They literally all, did you see? They were all like, what just happened? How did they win? I don't get it.
Your excuse is lame. I'm sorry. Your excuse is just lame.
I'm waiting for like the Chiefs were cheating like excuses. Like the refs and honestly, like the refs barely called anything the whole game.
I think I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens in a week, but it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't think so. They admitted we didn't know the rules.
We didn't know the rules,
which is a big fuck up, and it was really fucking embarrassing. Like, he's lucky if he keeps
Kyle
his job.
Kyle Shanahan is so lucky if he keeps his job. Like
I just love it. That's halftime show.
It was Usher.
Usher. I really thought they were gonna open with a
yeah.
Oh no, yeah. What did they open with?
I don't remember. I was drunk.
Listen,
okay, here's the thing. And this is what I saw. This is okay. So, like, I was texting Ashley, my best friend from Georgia. Like, her and I were texting, and this is on all the comments I saw on Facebook from my high school friends were like, "This is the halftime show that Atlanta deserved." Because it was a very Atlanta heavy.
It was.
Like, you had Luda, you had Lil Jon, and you had Usher. All three Atlanta rappers.
Yeah.
Instead of it being Maroon 5, because Atlanta, like, I was like, who did Atlanta have? And Atlanta never forgets. They're like, we fucking had Maroon 5, and we had Adam Levine take his shirt off, and then it ended up being the dumbest halftime show ever. And
that
this
was before Rihanna got on stage.
Yeah, but that was a stupid ass performance. Why?
She was pregnant.
Why? But anyway, so like that was so to me, I was like, yeah, why would we have an Atlanta heavy halftime performance? Like, listen, a lot of people came for me about this, but I think we should have paid tribute to Elvis Presley.
I think we should have done the Rat Pack, Elvis. I think we should have done the era.
We have the technology.
We would have loved being on stage.
We would have, like, listen, we could have had Wayne Newton and holographic Elvis and holographic Frank Sinatra. I
don't think that should have been the whole.
Or I would have been all right with, listen, this is what I would have been all right with. Yeah. Alicia Keys doing her New York.
Yeah.
You know, like, because it was like a Frank Sinatra song. It came from Frank Sinatra.
Did it really?
Yeah. Okay. It was like, that's where she got that.
Alicia Keys.
Anyway.
Because I'm a piano player. But
jungle where things are made of. But the way that she, like, that song is from, it's like a Frank Sinatra, like, sample.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so, like, you know, his, like, whole, like New York, whatever. That was, so I would have been okay with Alicia Keys doing, like, that with, like, a holographic Frank Sinatra.
Okay, real talk. Honestly, how Alicia Keys sang, I understand it's a big performance. Normally, they're not live vocals.
They're not live vocals, never.
And this was this year. I gotta say, I gotta give them lots of props. But wow, you were going, in your piano.
The meme.
And you fucked it up still.
The memes that we all saw was like, I saw a few of them that were like, the Ashley Simpson singing on Saturday Night Live was the.
Listen, I think Usher did a great job. I think he pulled out a lot of stops. I think he did make it Vegas in the sense.
There were showgirls.
Yes, showgirls.
There was one girl. Did you see the dancer? Did you see the dancer that was like roller skating and fell off? Okay, so there was a girl that like was roller skating and like she fell off her skates or fell off the stage, and then she gets on TikTok and she goes, and she has like a black eye and her like arm is broken and she goes, "I was the dancer that
Don't
fell."
lie. Well, like she's
I
like,
was
don't lie about her resume.
cracking up. She said this is what happens when you lie on your resume, but I wasn't gonna say no to this.
But like, I guess Usher almost fell too. That's the only thing I was able to see.
Dude, I think there was a prop bet about whether or not Usher was gonna take his shirt off, so I was cracking when
Well, of
Usher took
course
his
he
shirt
was.
off. When Usher took his shirt off, I was like,
Duh.
whoever bet on that just won some money.
Well, and it's funny too because I was like, oh, he did a good job. He had a lot of people. I think it's interesting that people thought the performer, was Northwest.
No,
Do you know Northwest is 8 years old?
she's not 8.
She's like 9.
The way that she talks to Kim, she's like 10
Oh, that's
or 11.
that is she's
Maybe
not
even
11.
12.
No, she is not.
Do you think people were thinking that it was like Blue Ivy?
No, people thought it was Northwest
Because Blue Ivy has been performing with Beyonce.
No. They thought it was Northwest. She's 10 years old.
She's 10. Okay, so I was right. So she's 10.
Yeah, but like she's 10. That was a grown ass woman with titties. And you thought that was Northwest?
I didn't really know. You know
What
what?
the fuck is wrong with
The
you?
only way I even know who her is because she sang like the Black National Anthem last year at the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Well, I know her from Spotify because there's like a transition.
I still think it's whatever. Well, that's a whole other discussion we'll have to talk about off camera so we don't get canceled. But
Well, I don't know, man.
we're all one nation. We're supposed to be one nation under God.
Yeah, Alicia Keys. Did you see him grab that lady's booty?
Okay. This is okay. If you saw the look on my face,
I was
because like
oh, he
no,
grabbed the booty.
no, he literally grazed.
He grabbed
He
the
like
booty. He
grazed, and there's a
held
difference.
the booty.
Hold on, to me, there's a difference in putting on a sexy show and being intimate. That shit was intimate as fuck.
I was like, oh, they fucked before.
Oh,
They've done this before.
oh, dude, that like the
I
memes-
legit said, are they dating? I thought Alicia Keys was married.
Not gonna lie to you, totally thought they were together after that. Or before that, but after I saw the performance, I was like, "Are they dating?" Like, yes, I literally was like, "They're in a relationship."
I don't
And
know.
then Usher was like, "Yeah, I got a marriage license," and then he
My
showed up with this
longtime
other girl, and I'm
girlfriend.
like, "You have a girlfriend?" I mean, I guess he does, but I haven't heard anything.
I was like, okay, Halsey and Chainsmokers had a really intimate performance, and then like other people do too. But like there was rumors that
something
Halsey was
different.
fucking the Chainsmokers.
Okay,
at
but
the
there
time.
was something. There was something.
It was just the way
that
it was
he
the
touched
comfortability
her.
of grabbing her ass.
And she didn't do anything. Like she didn't
But like, at the same
react.
time, I go, yeah, she didn't react. It wasn't like, oh, we're doing this. It wasn't like, oh, let me fix this real quick. It was like, oh, he's grabbing my ass and we're being cute.
It was very much work husband, work wife behavior.
Maybe they like each other, and maybe they're just work husband, work wife that fucked because they fucked.
They had to have.
They fucked. Oh, they fucked.
But dude, okay, whatever. I literally sat there watching this going, is no one else gonna see this? Do you see that? Do you see me?
Solid.
Yeah, I see you. We're looking like two big bodies. No, but I was like, damn.
It was weird. You know what? I gotta say this, and I should have mentioned this during the Super Bowl. We're just talking about music, so it made me think. Do you know how ingenious Beyonce was to come out with that fucking commercial and be like, "Okay, here's new music," and then drop new music?
She dropped new music.
Yeah, whole
I
album,
was really drunk yesterday.
whole
or
country
Sunday.
album. Right after
I heard that. Oh, okay. but
Right after that commercial, she said, "I'm gonna drop new music," and then she dropped it.
Okay,
Oh.
here's the thing. Is we all knew it because Beyonce took a page out of the Taylor Swift handbook.
I love y'all.
This is what she did.
People have been doing this a long time, but
Nope,
that's okay.
but this is what she
they're just
did.
realizing how much fans enjoy the Taylor
Easter
Swift.
eggs.
Yes.
So at the Grammys,
Uh-huh.
Beyonce wore a cowboy hat.
Oh, she's been wearing the cowboy hat for a hot minute.
I know, but she wore she was straight up wore. I think she wore cow print or some shit. No,
she's been doing it, and people have been asking why she's been wearing the cowboy hat because it's been a prop on her stage.
Yeah,
it's been like a thing. So they're like, "Why are you doing this?" And so they were confused, and they're like, "Oh, because she's coming out with a country album."
Yeah,
and you know what? I'll listen to it. I always listen to everyone.
But nobody thinks that but Taylor Swifts are so intricate that the fact of the matter is that everybody in Taylor Swift's box were wearing black, so everyone's like, oh, Like, and even like Travis wore
But
black,
you
so they were like,
can't.
oh
You-
my god, it's Reputation coded. She's Reputation. I'm like, no, she's got this album. She's not gonna overshadow. But like everybody goes like clowning about
Yeah.
like the intricacies of Taylor's Easter eggs, and she's created this monster and all of us because of it. So like everybody overanalyzes everything everybody
I
does.
think
So people like
Beyonce-
lost sight of like Beyonce doing like, I'm gonna wear like cowboy hats during
I
this
don't
and
think.
that.
Okay, hold on. No. You lost sight of Beyonce because you were focused on Taylor.
I also don't like Beyonce.
That's what I mean. So no, that definitely did not happen. Beyonce's tour did extremely well. Her fans were absolutely thrilled.
She's
about
wearing a cowboy hat in her Renaissance
it. Yeah,
promo, right?
I think so. I think so. I think she's also wearing a cowboy hat in her album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's always worn the big hats, but like she's also, but she, so I thought that was really good. Also, you can't just listen. I can look at Taylor Swift and go, "Oh, I want Easter eggs," but I don't want that many Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So I think there's
I don't
like,
think everything she does is Easter eggs. I think we're all just insane.
well, yeah, there's a little bit of
She's created
kookiness.
that monster and all.
But
of
like, I think I don't know. I just thought I was like, damn, bitch, because I was like,
I don't know what commercial
That's
you're
what-
talking about.
she did the I'm gonna break the internet with Verizon.
I don't remember that.
I played like 3 times.
I was really
Just
drunk.
gotta play like 3-4 times. Yeah, no, if she was like, I'm gonna break the internet, and Verizon's like, oh, she's like, but I'm gonna break Verizon, and then she couldn't break Verizon, and she's like, well, I'm gonna drop new music, and then she dropped new
I
music.
don't remember that. I was
Yeah.
very drunk.
Yeah, I played a lot.
I was literally the drunkest I have been in a hot minute.
Oh, I was unfortunately very sober. No, I took edibles.
I don't
was
remember
good.
any of the honestly, everybody's talking about the Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial, and I barely
see that
remember
one.
I barely remember that.
I only
I
watched
had to-
halftime show.
I
and
had to
after
look
that.
up the Jesus commercial because I don't remember the Jesus
Like,
commercial.
I watched the Jesus commercial. That
I
pissed
had
me
to
off,
look
but
up
that's all
that
right.
commercial. There was a couple of them that I had to look up. Oh, the Temu. Apparently, Temu has been
Played
letting
18 fucking times. That little fucking song was stuck in my head all
the
goddamn
joke
night.
the joke was like everyone was like, "Shut up." Temu had more airtime. Temu and Jesus had more airtime than Taylor Swift. So shut the fuck up. And I was like, that is true. But I didn't even know like Temu has been letting us for like the last year and a
Yeah.
half literally pronounce their name wrong on purpose and then made us all feel stupid during the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, listen. They don't care. You're spending your money, but like
I've
it
never
was.
really used it.
Listen. It's Wish.
I'm afraid.
It's Wish. I don't. It's okay.
Sometimes you get good stuff with Wish.
And sometimes you don't. So that's your risk you're gonna take. No, I don't know. That was funny. I'm trying to think of the one. I don't know. There's a couple things that I saw a few times.
The
but
Cetaphil commercial was the absolute
I don't
winner.
think I saw that one.
So it didn't air during the Super Bowl, but I saw it a few days before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Did I send it to you?
I don't think so.
Okay, the premise of that was like there was a dad on like he was like wearing a football jersey.
Oh, and he was like, I did see that commercial during
I
Super Bowl.
Cried.
It's about this, dad realizing that he wants to connect with his daughter, and Taylor's the way to do it. So he's like, let's watch football together because Taylor's on TV. And that's exactly what's happened with a lot of dads. I think the Chads and the Brads that are upset do not have girls. There is a very specific breed of girl dad. And I can honestly say this as a boy mom. And, I had a girl dad, you had a girl dad. And I think it's like those guys paint your nails. They do your hair. You let them they let you.
My
do
dad let me
hairhead.
talk about Britney Spears for 3
That's
hours.
what I'm
on
saying.
The phone.
It's just what they do. And
like
the way I figured it out was I came home one day and our friend Lorenzo was staying with us. This was before I had, the baby. And I had gone shopping and got my nails done. And the first thing Lorenzo did, who was a girl dad of 2, was like, let me see your nails. What did you buy? And Nathan's like, whatever. But it's like such a girl dad thing to do that I think it's like the people that care about their daughters a lot are not the issue and really not the voice that is upset about Taylor. If anything, it's brought them closer to their daughters and they're excited about it.
The amount of like tweets that I've been seeing lately and the amount of memes and a lot of like things that I've been seeing all over Instagram is the impact that Taylor has had. But that Cetaphil commercial, they didn't even say her name. They
did.
literally
They just said Taylor.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they said no. They did not say Taylor.
Yes, they did.
No, not one single time did they say. I watched that commercial 100 times. I literally like cried for hours watching that commercial.
I remember. I'll have to.
They said you have to watch it again. So this is what happened. This dad was like they alluded to her a lot.
They didn't say Swift.
No, they didn't even say Taylor. They said there she is.
And then during
you're gonna have to rewatch it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
So the dad is like watching football. The daughter walks in and she just like goes up to her room and she's doing her skincare routine. And then she's like, she comes out of her room and her dad's sitting there watching football. And they said like, I'm gonna cry because it was so beautiful because it just made me think of my dad. But like they go, there she is, the queen of the NFL or something like that, something along those lines. And so she peeks over and she's like, oh, and then so she kind of like, she stands there and watches for a little bit and then goes back up the stairs to her room and she's put on her friendship bracelets and she's doing her skincare routine. Her dad comes upstairs and he hands her a jersey, a red jersey with the number 13 on it. And, like if you don't cry during this commercial, you're like you have no soul.
I think a lot of that is because you miss your dad.
So then like, he hands her this jersey. She's got these friendship bracelets on. They sit down on this couch. Her dad's got like these friendship bracelets on, and they're watching football together. And they are a real father-daughter like from New York. Yeah. This is a real family, and it was literally. And he even like did like the seat. He like put the Cetaphil like on his like so like the football thing and. They just connected through. They never said her name, but like he had like an '89 jersey, and she, like for her album and her birth year, and then he gave her that 13 jersey, and it was like the second he walked up to him, like, and then what he did was so like he literally like he gave her the jersey, and she's like, okay, thanks, Dad, and then he like closes the door and like lets her make that decision for herself, and then she puts on the jersey and comes downstairs and sits down with him, and they watch football together.
Well, I think it's a testimony. We see a lot of boy moms. We see a lot of boy moms. This relationship. We don't see enough of girl dads, and everyone says girl dads. It's like, oh, daddy's little girl, but they don't know what that means. And I think it was a really great representation of what a relationship with your father is.
Yeah,
and like I couldn't imagine not having that.
Yeah. It just it was very moving, and I feel like Cetaphil just won the whole soup. Like that was it. Like that
it was a very smart move because it was also like I think it helps. I mean, listen,
the amount of views that has on TikTok already.
Well, and I think
like TikTok, social media, everyone's talking about it.
But it's like it.
I don't even use Cetaphil. I think I'm too old for that shit. But I'm like, do I buy it now? Like,
no, you do not.
Just for the simple fact that they like did this beautiful thing.
No, we could get. It's okay. We don't have to support them to do beautiful things. They make a lot of money and they're good for teenagers. But no, Cetaphil's like the worst on my skin. But
same.
But like
it was beautiful. And they were very smart. Whoever did their marketing, whoever came up with that idea for that commercial deserves a raise.
I think that was out of experience.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, listen, you guys can complain all you want, but like. Are you really complaining?
But even Jason Kelsey had his thoughts, and he was like, "Of course they're gonna show. Like she's such a good role model for young girls."
Well, we've talked about Taylor again.
I can't. I can't go anymore because I still have to go get dinner.
Bitch, I gotta drive home.
Yeah, and I gotta go to the Sonic right there because that's my hangover.
But
that's
like
my drunk food.
No, I don't know. I think it's. Also, I don't know. I think the whole thing, I mean, what are you going to do also? Like, you can't be like, oh, yeah, she's a big bitch and she's dating my brother. You can't say that either. So,
no, but
I don't
like,
think he thinks that.
But
like,
let me tell you the memes that have come out of like Taylor introducing Jason to Ice Spice.
That was kind of funny because Jason didn't know what to do with it.
He had no idea.
And it's not the first time he's met a hip hop artist or like any of that. He's definitely used to the clubs. He's definitely used to,
when
like,
Ice Spice came out, I was like, is she Scary Spice's kid? Like,
I was trying
to like.
I see Ice Spice to me. I saw her blow up on TikTok.
I didn't even know who she was until she showed up on Taylor's song.
Oh no, she blew up on TikTok. She had a couple songs. Northwest is really into her too, so she blew her up a lot. I wasn't surprised when I think I was more surprised of like, you hang out with Taylor?
Oh, I knew that from the VMAs.
No. I think Taylor's nice to everyone.
Taylor's very nice to everybody.
But does she hang out with everyone? I'm also nice to everyone, but do I hang out with everybody?
No, but I thought it was so
Who's
weird.
the blonde lady with the short hair? I want to know who that lady is.
Blake, dude,
I didn't even recognize Blake Lively.
Did you see what like Ryan Reynolds posted on his Instagram?
I did not.
Okay, so Ryan Reynolds like posted like a thing for Deadpool, like and he was like standing in front of his TV, and there was like a thing there was a trailer or something. It was a photo of like a necklace or some shit for like Deadpool, and he goes, "Oh, Deadpool comes out this day, blah blah blah." By the way, has anybody seen my wife? Like he literally said that. Meanwhile, like Blake Lively's drunk. She's drunk as fuck at the Super Bowl with Taylor, right?
They do that shit all the time.
I know. But then Blake gets home from the Super Bowl weekend, and she basically posted a picture of her standing in the same spot that Ryan was standing, wearing the bestie bracelet or the bestie necklace from like Wolverine and Deadpool, and she's like, "I'm right here."
That's so funny. I also like how they post each other on their birthday. And it's like not even a good photo of each other.
They're like so funny, dude. I feel like that's what's coming.
Great.
That's what's coming with Taylor Swift. I was like, I like the shit, like weird shit like that's coming.
I think maybe from his end, not from her end. I think if it's going to be posted.
Oh no, absolutely from his end.
She's
not going to do so. Like we were very lucky to get what we got over the weekend, and we'll talk about that a later day.
All right, guys. Well, that was our episode. That was the Super Bowl. It was an eventful week for Vegas.
It was a very eventful week, and we are very excited to eventually welcome back the Super Bowl. I hope we get it. Like somebody said, I hope we get it every year, and I'm like, I don't want it every year. Like I don't want it every year. I like that it's in different states, and we can highlight different states.
I think we'll see it within the next 5 years.
But I think we'll see it in the next 5 years,
unless another stadium opens after. But I don't know. I don't know any of that. But like honestly, I think we're going to see it in the next 5 years, mainly because I think they want to pump up Allegiant Stadium more. And also, we do a great job with it.
Oh man, we threw on a great party all year. The whole week. The whole week was just a party, and it was like open to the locals. Like they catered to all of us. Like granted, only the rich people could afford to go to the Super Bowl, but it's been like that for years and years. Like it wasn't just a Vegas thing. Yeah, it was the most expensive Super Bowl in history, but like we still were in like the locals. I didn't get to go because I worked all weekend, but like. There were so many parties that were open to the locals and open to the public that we could do like affordably. Like we probably could have done the NFL experience. It would have cost us a little bit, but like it wouldn't have been. Yeah. But it wouldn't have been thousands of dollars. No. It probably would have been like a couple $100, and I would have split that shit with you. Like no props.
And like I mean,
and you know what? And when it comes back, we can take Danger, and he'll be old enough.
And we'll see. Maybe he'll hate sports.
He better not. Not with. As his auntie.
I don't want to wake up Saturday early.
Yeah.
Like I sleep now.
Listen, the running joke is if I get Danger into sports, I'm the one that has to get up early and take him.
Yep. And you'll be amazed. We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay. All right. We will see you guys next week or something like that. But
how about you just figure it out for yourself? Talk to Quinn.
Happy Valentine's Day. We have to see everybody at Vic's. Lunell is back at Jimmy Kimmel's. And we are just
make sure you check out our exclusive.
Check out our exclusive this week, and we're gonna be dropping some stuff lately. Hot takes coming soon. Bye.